Hello, this is Marshall Hubsher, and it's March 25th, Tuesday, calling from Long Island, New York. I want to talk about Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel, and also about Pete Hegseth, the Defense Minister of the United States, both of which should be impeached or thrown out of office. You can impeach the defense minister. Any minister who's a civil servant in the executive branch can be impeached. But with Netanyahu, who I've always been a big supporter of, I know that he is trying to avoid this investigation into the two men who were aides of his who took money from Qatar. And one of them, arrested, Feldstein, says it came from the prime minister's office, Netanyahu's office, which is a federal offense in Israel. Now, Ronen Bar, who's the police chief who was doing the investigation, Prime Minister Netanyahu wants to throw him out. But the Attorney General, who Prime Minister Netanyahu also is against, won't let him. And Netanyahu may get rid of Ronen Bar, the chief of police, even so. Because if he is found guilty of taking money from Qatar, he can easily be thrown out of office. And Netanyahu wants to stay in office forever. He already has one court case going on against him, and now this Ronen Bar is doing another investigation against him and wants to arrest him. So that's why Netanyahu wants to throw Ronen Bar out. And Netanyahu also agreed with the ultra-religious parties to give them millions and billions of dollars to keep them happy, and doesn't want to exclude them. He wants to exclude them from the draft if they're yeshiva students, the religious school students, which is what the ultra-religious parties want. Now, on Pete Hegseth, he's the defense minister of the United States, defense secretary. Yesterday, there was a big leak on confidential information. And Pete Hegseth and other people in the government are talking about bombing the Houthi rebels in Yemen 2 hours before it's going to happen. And sure enough, 2 hours later, that's when the United States did bomb the Houthi rebels. But this editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, he was in on this. He's not supposed to be in on it. It's confidential information. It affects the national security. If somebody from Yemen or Iran got this message beforehand, 2 hours before, the Houthi rebels could have defended against it. So Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, is totally responsible for this, as well as other people who gave Jeffrey Goldberg clearance for these text messages. Okay, that's it for today.